guys, thanks for tuning in to FSU's Girl Talk. Today we have breaking news about a new research being conducted at University of Illinois. They've created a 3D printed robot. It has more control over its movements and motion because it's constructed from a flexible jelly-like material and fitted with 2 strips of engineered muscles tissues on each side, so it's more human. According to Carmel Majidi, a robotics professor at Carnegie Mellon University in Pittsburgh who was not involved in the study, this type of skeletal muscle tissue is eventually could replace with conventional motors in robots. Skeletal muscle tissue is what drives human movement, and it covers the bones and attached by spongy tendons that we can control.
Alright, so the researchers integrated skeletal muscle tissues engineered from a mouse cell line into a 3D printed soft robot. Soft robot is made from flexible material, allowing it to move and adapt in new environment with a stretchy structure of a starfish. The BioBot, with a skeletal tissue in it, is a machine that can do more complex motor tasks and is capable of more dynamic motion. Scientists found that the BioBot moved only when given an electric shock, giving the operator more control over its movement compared to previous BioBots engineered with cardiac tissue.
These bots could potentially mimic the way our bodies move in response to our changing environments. This type of biological tissue with robotics could potentially lead to improving the design of prosthetic limbs. Currently, DARPA has expressed interest in the robots for military use, including for the Maximum Mobility and Manipulation Program, which is designing robots to assist warfighters on the ground. According to Majidi, it could create artificial muscle for limbs in a soft robot like an artificial jellyfish or octopus, which can be used in search and rescue operations, underwater explorations, natural disaster relief, any scenario we need a robot to squeeze into a tight space.
So this whole theory can be replaced or falsified in the future, or when a better theory comes up for how we should build our biobots. The induction about this biobot will be able to withstand any natural disaster.
So, alright girls, so what do you guys think about the BioBot?
Well, I think if it's used in war, it could be easily destroyed because it doesn't have self-awareness like humans. So even though it can help us out a lot in war, it doesn't have the ability to think and react like humans yet. So we don't know what'll happen. It could just get easily destroyed. And
I totally agree with that because it's still a robot, so it's not.
Yeah, I agree with it, Will. But looking at it in another hand, I think that this research is worth the time and money putting in, because it could potentially improve prosthetic limbs and it could be beneficial to war. So just think of that, like, how much better could artificial limbs become if they have better movement?
Yeah, and war too, with the soldiers out there.
Yeah,
it could help them a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So have you girls heard about the cockroach BioBot? It's used to detect and trace sounds. For example, to help in emergency personnel find and rescue survivors in the aftermath of a disaster. What do you guys think about that?
Isn't that kind of like what this BioBot being created now is doing?
Yeah.
I guess the cockroach is just smaller and
it can get into tighter spaces.
So it can help with disasters. That one sounds even better, I think, than
yeah, they both help in the same way of saving lives. That's kind of the conclusion of both of them.
But I don't think it's better in any way or shape or form, just because if they can do the same thing, but the cockroach, the one being built now can go even further than that because it can also help in artificial limbs.
You can actually go into war.
Yeah.
So
it just looks like a smarter bot than just the spying one, which is just like a little camera that can go into small holes.
Yeah, I feel like that could just be a start of this BioBot that they're building.
Yeah.
So it's a good idea too.
Well, hopefully in the years to come, we'll have some biobots out there saving the world.
Yep. So you might see some robots walking around.
So tune in next week
for our next topic.